Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where Boston College visits the red-hot Pittsburgh Panthers in the final game of the season for both squads. It's all on the ACC Network Extra. As we take a look at the ACC standings, ACC's great. Been on the up and up here this year. Pittsburgh, you see, at number 2. BC at number 9, looking for 3 straight for the 3rd time this year. Well, 2 players who will be leading Pittsburgh today, Courtney Buzzario and Valeria Vazquez Gomez. They've both been fantastic.
They've been 2 phenomenal players. They'll be going up against a stout defense for Boston College, but they were amazing on Wednesday night. A thrilling 5-set victory between the Panthers and the number 13th ranked Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and Vazquez Gomez having a career high 22 kills, and then Courtney Buzzario, just a pedestrian 20 that she has done 3 times this season so far. Great player on that right side, and 2 players with a lot of energy that the Panthers will need this afternoon.
The first Panther tandem ever to record 20-plus kills in the same match against a top 15 opponent on Wednesday night against Georgia Tech. Boy, they have been so good. But blocking them up front has been Julia Haggerty. She's been great for Boston College, but you know, Amanda, a lot on the line for Pittsburgh, right? They're looking for a share of the ACC title today.
And it's going to be tough, as you said, against Julia Haggerty, one of the top blockers within the ACC, a player that has really developed over time. Coach Jason Kennedy told us before the match, he said she wasn't ready for ACC play last season, but she worked her butt off and got to the point where she is one of the top blockers in the ACC.
Yeah, Coach Kennedy said, hey, we have a chance to play spoiler today, and Haggerty will be a big part of that. You see 3rd in the ACC in total blocks with 131. He said, quote, she's been unreal, and he mentioned how far she's come from just a year ago. So Pittsburgh, their starting lineup being announced right now as we take a look at the head coach who's built this program, Dan Fisher, and he's built it in a much different way than Boston College.
Yeah, you see what he's done. First national semifinal appearance in program history last season, 6 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, looking to make that 7 after this season for the Pitt Panthers.
And there you see Coach Kennedy. Spoke with him earlier, and he mentioned how tough the ACC has gotten, and he's grown quite the program with Boston College. The fastest coach in program history to 50 wins. He had 20 in 2019. That's the most in program history, and he's a guy that's really turned this thing around and, you know, built it himself without using transfers.
And
we'll
that's, as you said,
later, yeah.
The 2 different ways that these programs are built. I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot today. The Panthers have some really great transfers on their team, and for Boston College, they just have that one in Kate Brennan, and they really try to bring in players and say, hey, we want you to be here for 4 years. We want you to get into your academic program, get all the way through that, and be with us for 4 years, potentially 5, depending on what goes on. But
oh, yeah. You all have a treat at home. We got a lot to talk about today in the final match of the season for both teams. Boston College comes in at 19-12, 7-10 in the ACC. Pittsburgh 26-3, a juggernaut, 16-1 in the ACC. Great crowd on hand, per usual, in the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse here in Pittsburgh.
yeah, we have fans behind us up here. We got all the fans you see in that camera shot right there. So a ton of great fans that have developed. There was 3,300 fans that took in that game on Wednesday night, actually played right down the hill at the Peterson Event Center, which is where the NCAA tournament games take place for these Pitt Panthers when they do host at home. They play those down in the arena, have a little bit more of an atmosphere, get some more fans in there. Second biggest crowd on Wednesday night for that 5-set thriller against Georgia Tech. And Boston College also coming off a victory against Virginia Tech.
NCAA tournament implications here as well. We'll get to that a bit later. Boston College starts us off. And a kill. Pittsburgh up 1. Serena Gray.
And that'll be key for the Panthers, is to get their middles going early. Had a little bit of trouble getting them going on Wednesday night against Georgia Tech, as they had a great block set up, especially with Breland Morset having a career night with 9 kills against these Panthers.
There's
Valeria
9 blocks. Vazquez Gomez Almost gets the service ace. Here's a chance for Pittsburgh. Gray back-to-back.
2 up and 2 down for Serena Gray, and in for the Panthers at libero is Emmy Klicka, who came in relief of Ashley Browski, switched in the second set on Wednesday night, so they've really been battling for that position. So Panthers have 2 great defenders going with Klicka tonight as the libero.
Klicka, service ace, 3-0, it's all Pitt.
I always love that Vazquez Gomez serving celebration. Got the getting all the way down, getting the fist pump, getting everyone going.
We talked about Vazquez Gomez in the Open, the redshirt junior from Puerto Rico, 298 kills this year, and has improved so much from last year's, worked into the starting lineup as Boston College checks in with a point. And it's 3-1. Clavena, her 259th kill this year, leads the squad in that category. Kate Brennan makes it tough for Pittsburgh, and into the net. Dalton goes, it's 3-2.
And that serve that we saw is a big key. Boston College, one of the top serving teams, and that's what Coach Kennedy told us. If we can get Pitt out of system often, then that's when they start to have a chance.
And it's out of play. So 4-2, yeah, you mentioned Boston College head coach Jason Kennedy was talking about the one thing they had to do right was serve.
And I think he'll take that serve out of bounds. It was in a really tough spot, that deep corner. If that falls in, that's a great serve.
And so here's Serena Gray, who notched the first 2 points for Pittsburgh. Nice dig there from Vazquez Gomez. Outside Buzzario, the playmaker. 5-2.
Courtney Buzzario picking up where she left off from this past week, picking up her 3rd 20-kill match of the season. She's been phenomenal for these Panthers, coming in from the Big Ten, playing at Iowa her past 4 seasons.
We talked about 20 kills against Georgia Tech for her. That was kill number 370. Freed over on the season, that is. In front, the kill. So much dominance up front for Pittsburgh. And they lead it 6-2. Timeout called. It's all Panthers at home. Dan Fisher in his 10th season at Pittsburgh. Boy, so much success under him, right? 3 consecutive ACC championships back in 2017, 18, and 19. And took that squad so far last year and looking for more this year.
Yeah, Elite 8 2 years ago, Final 4 last season, and on Wednesday night became the 2nd fastest head coach in the ACC to 150 conference wins.
How about this? 88-11 in the ACC since 2017. Boston College cuts the lead in half at 6-3.
That is quite a run of success that Dan Fisher has had. With Julia Haggerty getting in on the point action as she picks up her first kill of the afternoon.
Kill number 111 on the year. She's been relatively efficient. 404 hitting percentage. Can Boston College save this? Wow, they will. How about that? Opens the door for Pittsburgh. Buzzario gets the kill.
And then that door quickly closed by Courtney Buzzario. A great job defensively by Boston College to keep that point alive, and that's what they have to do. Every point is so crucial, and so you have to give it your all. Going into the stands was a Boston College defender, but keeping it alive, and that's all you have to do. Put the ball on the other team's side and let them make the mistakes.
Buzzario, a service ace.
I honestly think that might have gone between the legs of Jenna Pollock. It looked like she had her arms ready to go, and it just seemed like it went right between.
You know, Amanda, we're all the way up here, but that serve probably went pretty fast. I mean, boy, so much power. She's 6'5", too.
Yes, gets up on that as we see that ball off the right arm of Julia Haggerty go out of bounds.
Take a look at the Courtney Buzzario service ace.
I was right between the legs. That's actually something that that coaches use as a practice tool, making sure that you're in position by letting the ball go between your legs. As we see another service ace coming from Courtney Buzzario. You said it, standing at 6'5". I mean, think about the reach that she has on that float serve, going from side to side. She also has a topspin serve, so it makes it so difficult.
Boy, Buzzario is so good. Again, this team pieced together by transfers. Buzzario, one of them, transferred from Iowa, where she was second team All Big Ten, led the squad in kills. How about that? Another one. Dominance from Pittsburgh here in set one.
And that's exactly what the Boston College Eagles want to do, is have tough serving. They don't necessarily want to have the tough serves against them. We'll take a look at this serve from the great behind angle from Courtney Buzzario, just going straight down the line and not a chance.
This time Boston College is able to get a hold of one, a block up front. They free it over. And Pittsburgh continue the dominance. Rejected, and a point to Pittsburgh. It's called there, man.
In the net on Boston College, I think that was Haggerty that was in the net for BC. But a great job of Panthers mixing up their offense, going with the slide play from Chiamaka Wokolo on that near pin.
Buzzario again, 12-3 advantage for Pittsburgh. Outside and a kill. For Boston College, that's Katrina Jensen, the junior from Temecula, California.
Jensen, one of 4 players for this BC team to have 200 kills on the season, and a great job you see going on the inside of that Panther block, finding a hole in the defense.
She had 9 against Virginia Tech that last match. A powerful strike there from Dalton is withstood. Outside, Pitt gets the kill. It's Rachel Fairbanks.
And you talk about players having great nights. Fairbanks had 39 assists Wednesday night against Georgia Tech. And she's one that fills up the stat sheet. You saw her there get a kill. She'll get the assist. She's a great server.
Yeah, that was the second most for her this season. As there's a kill outside for Boston College. And that's Iannicelli, the senior from Italy, makes it 13-5.
Iannicelli, one of those players that when we talked to Coach Kennedy, has been in this program for 4 seasons, really has developed into a great player.
Fairbanks is rejected. Another chance here for Pittsburgh. Vazquez Gomez rejected as well. And that one's out. Nice possession there for Boston College.
And that's what they have to do. Stout defense at the net. Don't even let the ball come over onto your side. And we saw it there. That's what they need. They need a lot of those type of plays. The Panthers have a lot of options as they run the 6-2 offense, so they always have 3 hitters in the front row.
Anna Murphy almost gets the service ace. Vazquez Gomez winds up. She's rejected, so those blocks coming into play early for Boston College. Not that time. Fairbanks again.
And that's what you have to do, fight power with power. If you have a big block up in front of you, go at it with power. Beautiful set there from Lexis Akeo, and then just going right up against, tooling off the hands of that block, getting the point for the Panthers.
Yeah, Coach Kennedy was talking about Boston College. You know, they have to play fast because they're much smaller. They get the point there, that was tipped. They have to play fast because they're much smaller. And that's why they're able to have so much success up front, because they play so fast in practice. When they get to the game action, it's second nature.
And it actually seems slower with how fast that they practice and try to make sure that they get movement as they're a little bit smaller on the pins. That games kind of seem a little bit slower, which makes things a lot easier, but not when you're going up against a hitter like Serena Gray. Things are never easy.
And a lot of that right there is timing, right? I mean,
absolutely.
She got that ball right at the top of her leap, 15-7.
And it's all about, so there was a quick pass there, then it gets to the hands of Lexis Akeo, and then bam, into the hands of Lexis Akeo, up to the arm of Serena Gray, and then down.
Fairbanks will have the service here. Here you see Gray, 2 kills per set. Efficient as well, around 400 hitting percentage. Outside, Vazquez Gomez, a kill.
Vazquez Gomez picking up her first kill of the night. As we talked about it, she had 22 of those just a game ago.
A career high for her last game against Georgia Tech. It was her and Buzzario. A 5-set win. They just have to free it over. Can't be doing that against Pittsburgh in this high-powered attack. It's Serena Gray.
They will make you pay, just like we saw the great pass from Emmy Klicka, then again the quick set and just slamming it down was Serena Gray with authority. You see this, Emmy Klicka going back, perfect push pass, and then, like I said, so fast. This time, Fairbanks with the set, so fast up to the arm of Serena Gray, and then the defense doesn't have any chance to try to get set up for a block attempt on that kind of speed.
Boy, Serena Gray has been so good. 4 for 4, 4 attacks, 4 kills. Buzzario hitting 1,000 as well, 2 for 2. And Pittsburgh absolutely dominating. You know, Amanda, I would ask, what's Pittsburgh doing right here to have the lead? But it seems like just about everything. And
really, they're just setting the ball to Serena Gray, and it's just the right thing to do with the type of player that she is. As you said, a transfer coming in from Penn State 2 seasons ago, having a season under her belt in this Panthers offense. And you see the last matchup that we talked about for these Panthers, a win against Georgia Tech. And Serena Gray wasn't quite as efficient, as I said earlier to start this broadcast. The Panthers weren't able to get the ball to the middles as much, but when they do, you can see why they like to do it, as Serena Gray a little bit down in kills per set, but she was expected to do a lot more at Penn State. And now you see her hitting percentage, how much that has climbed, and all season long it's really been consistently up over 400. And then having the blocks per set as well is really where she's picked it up defensively.
Been great today, those 4 kills early, and Serena Gray. And again, so much talent around her. That's why those numbers probably down, but a lot of talent in number 21 in blue.
Yeah, when you have a player like Courtney Buzzario to your right that can get a lot of kills, you have outsides that can get kills as well. There's less pressure, which is why I feel like she's more efficient, because she doesn't need to have as many swings.
Haven't even mentioned Valeria Vazquez Gomez as well. Fairbanks gets the service ace, but that's happened a lot for Pittsburgh. Those have helped them. That's service ace number 5 on the set.
In Boston College, known for having great serving, but the Panthers doing their best impression of BC right now at the service line.
Fairbanks again. Vazquez Gomez. The power to the other side.
Off the dome. Vazquez Gomez. I don't know whose head that hit, but that did not feel pleasant.
Take another look. It's all Pittsburgh.
Bam.
Yep.
That was Kate Brennan. Welcome to the game, Kate Brennan.
That's out. Fairbanks long on the service. Boston College will get a point in the service. 19-8. Again, BC looking to play spoiler here this afternoon. A victory for Pittsburgh would give them a share of the ACC title with Louisville and continue the dominance in the ACC, right? You look back to 2017, 2018, 2019. It would be 4 in 6 years, a dynasty for the team in Pittsburgh. A block up front. Buzzario involved there. I think that's Gray, too.
Double trouble up front with Gray and Buzzario. You see just the great penetration, getting those hands over the net, staying out of the net, and not really many options there for BC.
Vazquez Gomez. Now for Boston College. Here's Dalton. In. A kill for Juliana Dalton. Parker, Colorado product makes it 21-8.
And that's just the advantage of being 6'5" on the outside, going over top of the block of Kate Brennan, standing at 6'2", so you got a couple of inches, a little bit more reach, and that's exactly why that ball fell on the back line.
Dalton had 10 kills against Georgia Tech on Wednesday. There's a kill for Boston College. And it's Crabtree. I believe that's her first.
Yes, Crabtree picking up her first. Just a great play by Boston College, running that quick offense, and then the Panther block did not have time to set up.
Outside Buzzario. Haven't heard of her much here in set one. Starting to pick it up. Boy, if she gets hot, watch out.
And now she is 3 for 3 on kill attempts. Just going directly down the line on the outside of that Elena Crabtree block attempt. And newly into the game for the Panthers, number 9, Jepson. Rachel Jepson, the freshman middle blocker, coming in.
Serena Gray had the service. Here's Pitt again. Outside, tap near the 10-foot. And a point to Pittsburgh. You might have touched the net there.
I think actually illegal back row attack. So setter coming from the back row there. She cannot contact the ball above the net. So on that one, reaching too high to try and save that.
All right, so Pittsburgh leading 23-9. And substitutions. Looks like Dan Fisher wanted to have a word there with an official. 22-10, so did they give that to BC? They did. So BC will have the service.
So not illegal back row attack.
Good serve dug out by Vazquez Gomez. Now for Dalton, that's long. And Boston College once again cuts the lead in half. It's 22-11.
And that's what can happen when you have a team running such a quick offense like Boston College. They can rattle off a couple of points before you even blink.
And that worked out for Pitt. Seemed like not as planned, but they get the point.
I always say it doesn't matter how you get the kill, it just counts that it is a kill and it falls down on your opponent's side. So Rachel Jepson, the freshman, as I mentioned, coming into this match, a little bit of a mishit, but finding the floor.
Call it a change up for now. Buzzario, the service. Errant response. Pitt 24-11.
We talked about it, the tough serving that Boston College wanted to have. They are facing it against this Panthers team.
Set point, fans on their feet. Outside, rejected up front. Boston College keeps it alive, not that time. Tap back to the other side. Dominance from Pitt in set one.
What a job defensively and at the service line by these Panthers in this first set.
Pitt 25-11 in set one. Stick with us. Set two on the other side on the ACC Network Extra. Wisconsin will probably have one of those spots winning the Big Ten championship as Boston College strikes first here in set 2. But it's chaos. It's playoff time, and it's
exactly what you would expect.
Right.
And everything that you want and more.
And you know what? One fan base will always feel like they got chipped in some way. Buzzario will get the kill.
Had to wait a second there as that thing shot off the arms of a Boston College defender, but great swing from Buzzario, and again, just dominating as she now has 4 kills on 4 attempts to go along with Serena Gray, the same.
Vazquez Gomez, the service. Pittsburgh keeps it alive. Outside for Buzzario. Back to back for her. It's 2-1. She leads all players now with 5 kills. So remember, she just had 2 early in set 1. Coming alive here.
And watch this dig from the sophomore, Emmy Klicka, wearing that yellow libero jersey today for the Panthers, keeping that point alive, and then Buzzario finishing it off.
Buzzario attacked 50 times against Georgia Tech. That's a season high. Here she is again. Pitt can't keep it alive. It's tied at 2.
Great attempt there by Courtney Buzzario. The problem is the closest one to that was Rachel Fairbanks, and she can't jump to attack the ball. So too tight to the net, didn't really have much of an option there. Take a look at this from Fairbanks first. And then the Panthers get blocked again, and then look at Buzzario go all out, all 6'5", reaching back for that ball.
See if they go to her again. No, this time it's going to be Dalton, who will not get the kill there. Boston College keeps it alive, but sets it up for Serena Gray. 5 kills for her.
That's the problem when you have such an out-of-system play, as we saw there for Boston College. Not everyone in the right positions that they needed to be, that leading to an easy kill attempt, the one-on-one block. And that's Kate Brennan, one of the top blockers for BC, but just a great hitter on the other side in Serena Gray.
Gray's been great so far today. 5 kills, started the match hot, and she has a service ace now too.
Just filling up that stat sheet. You look at Serena Gray, 5 kills, 1 ace, 1 dig, 1 block.
Doing it all. A dynamic player. She was the 5th ranked player in the country out of high school. Went to Penn State, and another one of these transfers here for Pittsburgh as Boston College gets the kill. It's Katrina Jensen. Who's hitting .226 on the year, had some power behind that one.
Beautiful set there from Sophia Lambros, and then just the great attack attempt, the block from the Panthers, a big hole in there.
And that's into the net, and those are mistakes you can't make against Pitt.
Not when especially you're keeping this second set a little bit tight to start. So the Panthers started off very hot, and BC found themselves down big in that first set, but whenever you're keeping it close, you can't hand over free points.
Buzzario again will have the service, and it's dug out by BC. And that's long. So just not great opportunities in terms of attacks for Boston College today.
And they're trying to have that quicker offense. It's just been very few and far between that we've seen it. So they need to really get better first passes, so then that will lead to that quicker offense and then hold that Panthers defense a little bit.
Haven't seen Clavenna as much. He has 1 kill on 3 attacks as Boston College gets the kill there. And it's 6-4. Well, there you saw it. That's Clavenna right there. So Boston College gets the service, pulls within 2.
You heard what you said. Wanted to make sure that she was getting on the stat sheet.
We're in her ear, yeah. She's getting the feed. That's long. It's 7-4. Pitt leads. They'll get the service.
And you look at the difference just at the service line right now. 3 service errors for BC and 6 service aces for Pitt. That is a big difference when you look at it. Boston College handing over 3 free points and the Panthers getting 6 easy points. Kat Flood coming in as a service substitute, as we've seen over the course of this season for the Panthers.
Flood to service. Dug out by Yanaselli. Chance here for Pittsburgh. Vazquez Gomez gets the kill. It's 8-4. And Vazquez Gomez gets kill number 3.
Oh my, did that have some power behind it from Valeria Vazquez Gomez. The back set from Emmy Klicka, and then look at that block. So that's on Izzy Clavena. She needs to pull that block in. She has to get that block on that right shoulder of Vazquez Gomez. There was such a hole on the inside for that attack.
And a service ace. There's Kat Flood.
And that's exactly why Dan Fisher trusts her to come in. She came in this season in some tight spots. She came in when the score was in the 20s for both teams on Wednesday night. So very tough spots that she comes in and does a great job.
We know Boston College is a team that's able to serve the ball well. They have 0 aces. Pittsburgh with 9 as they notch, 7. They notch another point. What is that? So is that Pittsburgh's service, or is that the Boston College errors on the other side?
I think it's a mix of both. I mean, we have seen a number of errors when you look at a BC hitting at a 111 clip. And then on the other side, just the efficiency of these Panthers and how difficult it is with how many attack options they have.
Nice dig there from KO. Another one from her. Real chance for Boston College into the net, and a point for Pittsburgh.
Just off the top of that net, and Boston College looking for a touch, and just like that, it was 5-3, and now it's 12-4.
We'll take it to break. Pitt dominating set 2. Stick with us on the ACC Network Extra. Well, there's the story today. Pittsburgh, 7 service aces. Boston College has struggled on the service. And again, a team that has been great all year serving has not been able to get it done today in Boston College.
And it's so interesting because we talked to Jason Kennedy, head coach for this Boston College team, and he said that's where we need to excel. And it's been the exact opposite of what he wanted to see. His team at times has been good in other areas, but the one thing he said they needed to do, they haven't done, and now the Panthers have excelled at it, picking up 8 service aces through 1.5 sets.
And that's Kat Flood again. I think she has 3. This time Boston College is able to get a kill up front.
Had to stop Kat Flood somehow.
Yep. Yeah, it's Kate Brennan gets the kill. She leads the ACC in hitting percentage at .436, and she'll have the service. Again, we talked about the transfers for Pitt and how Boston College is kind of homegrown. Well, Brennan is one of the transfers for Boston College, one of few. She's from UNLV. As Pittsburgh gets the kill, that's Vazquez Gomez.
And a very successful player. You mentioned Kate Brennan at UNLV, played in 100 matches, 745 kills. As we take a look at a kill, a great dig started by Emmy Klicka, and then the bump set by a KO. And that's one of the things that Pitt does so well. Out of system play, they're never actually out of a play when they're out of system. They have so many players that can bump set, that can use their hands and still keep the offense efficient, or they can just block it like that.
Serena Gray, maybe the MVP of the match so far. It's 14-5, another block for her, and she has really done it all.
Still batting 1,000, and now has 2 blocks to go along with a service ace and a dig. And middles always love to make sure that they get in that dig category.
That's long, and it's 14-6.
But again, you look at that ratio, so that's the second service error for the Panthers to go along with 8 service aces. And on the other side for BC, 3 service errors and no aces.
And again, when that's the one thing that the coach is looking for success, and it's the one thing that's going wrong, probably not going to find much success. for Boston College. Nice job to free it over by Pittsburgh. They get the rejection up front. Gray involved again. Here's another chance. Long.
Somehow, some way, the Panthers kept that ball alive. Everyone was just throwing arms at it. We'll take a look here. You see there. And then somehow Klicka gets it over to Fairbanks, and she's able to corral it and get it over. And then the Panthers able to get themselves set back up, and here just that serve, that swing going long. And she had the space in between that block.
An attack error there. There's a service error. Goes into the net.
And that's one thing if you're Dan Fisher, no matter what the score is, you can't be happy about. 2 consecutive servers having service errors on their first serve and handing the ball back over and handing the momentum back to BC.
Crabtree has the service for BC as Vazquez Gomez can't handle that. And another point for BC.
And it goes to something that I said earlier, really put the ball on your opponent's side and let them make the mistakes. We've seen so many errors from Boston College, but let Pitt make some mistakes. And that is not a mistake there from the big block of Boston College.
3 straight for Boston College. It's 15-9. And now starting to serve it a little bit better. They're able to get a couple blocks up front, so see if they can get something going here in set 2. Serena Gray says not so fast.
Not at all, not on my court.
Right.
We'll end that run at 3.
Dalton comes back in for Borowski.
Serena Gray, 6 kills on 6 attempts. And again, those 2 blocks that she has, she just had such an impact in this match.
6 for 6. Buzzario 5 for 7. Service ace. It's Vazquez Gomez. How about that celebration?
It's one of my favorites. Yeah. And you can see the excitement. It gets the crowd going. It gets her teammates going. And now 2 service aces for Vazquez Gomez.
What a play there. Vazquez Gomez again opens the door. BC gets the kill, 17-10.
And then Sylvia Iannicelli quickly closes that door as the Panthers again able to somehow keep a crazy point alive. Watch this here. Look at the backhand there from Vazquez Gomez. And then Iannicelli says, all right, we're going to finish this one strong.
Outside for Buzzario, power from number 8, 18-10.
That's also someone that can finish a play very strong, is the 6'5" transfer, Courtney Buzzario.
Chimaka Wokula will come in for Pittsburgh. So 18-10 in the second set. You've got to think Pitt is starting to taste that share of the ACC title.
And it would be their first since 2019.
Again, had the ACC title in 17, 18, and 19. And head coach Dan Fisher has built something special at Pittsburgh.
And it's crazy, though, because in those ACC seasons, as we take a look at this big block from the Panthers in Buzzario and Wokolo, but in those seasons where they won the ACC, they didn't actually go that far in the tournament. Then flip to 2020, whenever they go to the Elite 8, and then 2021, whenever they go to the Final Four, they didn't actually win the ACC. So I think that just kind of shows you the progression of the ACC and how much they've gotten better. Because if you're a team that doesn't win your conference, but goes to the Elite 8 and the Final Four, that just shows how many teams are that great and elite within your conference.
Again, I'll pull this stat out. Dan Fisher, since 2017, is 88-11 in the ACC, and Pittsburgh, again, it feels like they're putting it all together this year with so many transfers, right? We talked about it at the beginning of the year. We did the Tennessee-Pittsburgh match. That was back in September, and the story was transfers, right? And so many great players coming in. They've been able to mesh really, really well this year.
They have, and it's just grown throughout the season. And as you see, Pitt and Louisville actually shared the title back in 2017, so they're looking to do that. If the Panthers win today, it'll be again a shared title in this 2022 season. But those transfers, there it is for you. Look at those transfers and the impact that they have on this team. Serena Gray over a block a set. Buzzario over 3.5 kills per set. Then Juliana Dalton, just a sophomore coming in from Washington State at over 2 kills per set. And then Cam Ennis, a really great sub that comes in multiple facets to hit, to set, to serve.
Gray with the service. Able to keep it alive for Dalton. That's out. 19-11. But Boston College, a team that's built, very differently, right? A team that's, we talked about it earlier, homegrown, not as many transfers, and they like to think of it as more of a developmental program as they work through the years.
Yeah, Coach Kennedy looks at a player and says, all right, I'm going to develop you over these couple of seasons that I have you for, knowing that you're going to stay in this program.
They get the point. Boston College, obviously had some holes to fill last year.
They lost one of my favorite players of all time, Amaka Chukwujekwu.
There you go.
Say that name 10
That's a lot for us up here.
And also another great player in Claire Naughton. So they had 2 huge holes to fill in blocks as Chukwujekwu finished her career as the program leader in blocks and block assists and sets played. And then Claire Naughton last season had 409 kills. So that's a lot that you need to replace on a team, especially one that you're developing. So you have to think of what the players underneath of those 2 players were able to learn, and that's why they really have been able to sustain the success that they have seen.
Yeah, you mentioned players like Giannicelli, Brennan, Clavenna have been able to kind of take those leadership positions and lead Boston College. A couple wins in the ACC. They get the point there, and it's 20-13.
There's one of those players that you mentioned there in Sylvia Giannicelli picking up the big kill. A good rally between these 2 teams. We saw a lot of great digs throughout that rally, and then able to finish off was Giannicelli, who now goes back to serve as she has those 4 kills you see there to go along with the dig.
Now, she had 77 digs her first 3 years combined, 114 this year. Here's Dalton. Gets the kill, 21-13.
That play there just shows you the athleticism of these hitters as well. So Dalton naturally plays outside for these Panthers, but hitting on that far pin on the right side, and just a great swing. And that's another player that has a lot of height. She stands at 6'5" as well. So you talk about the Panthers and what they were able to bring in transfers, but it was to bring in the height too. You talk about those 2 players you see there in Dalton and Buzzario, both 6'5". Any program in the country would kill to have 2 pins at 6'5".
So much power with them as well, and another player with so much power. Vazquez Gomez, she gets the kill there, 22-13.
And I just talk about that with the power and the height that you have, and then Vazquez Gomez only standing at 6'1", but I mean, she can get up and get the ball down.
Cat Flood on the service. Here's BC on the attack, and the free over finished by Vazquez Gomez. Valeria gets the kill. 10-point advantage for Pittsburgh on their way to a 2nd set victory.
And watch this play right here. Emmy Klicka gets the ball up, wow. Vazquez Gomez gets it over, and then to finish it off, Emmy Klicka gives you a back set over to Vazquez Gomez.
Block up front. It seems like the communication for Pittsburgh, just everything is clicking right now. It's really showing against Boston College.
You even mix in, you see Sabrina Starks there, number 11 for the Panthers. She came in, and it seems like they don't skip a beat. You bring in someone new, and they just know their job, know their role, and they execute.
For a set 2 victory. Not so fast. Boston College notches one. And it's set point number 2 coming up. They'll have the service. It's Kate Brennan. Kate Brennan is the UNLV record holder for single season hitting percentage. and career hitting percentage. And that is how Pittsburgh will win set 2.
Just like that, 2 up and 2 down. The Panthers looking for that share of the ACC title.
They're 1 set away from it. Stick with us here from Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. Welcome back to Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. Domination from the home team and number 7th ranked team in the country. Pittsburgh 25-11 in set 1, 25-14 in set 2. As we take a look at the ACC standings, Pittsburgh in that number 2 spot. A victory today will give them a share of the ACC title in the regular season. That's what they're looking for here this afternoon. So quite a bit on the line, but a lot to lose, right? They're still looking for maybe a 4th spot or 4th seed in the NCAA tournament. So a lot on the line for Pittsburgh here today, but so much domination from them throughout the season. We'll take a look at some scores around the ACC.
Just a couple of games going on as we see the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets that these Panthers faced on Wednesday, up a set against Florida State, and then NC State picking up 2 sets to 1 against Syracuse. North Carolina taking care of business against Virginia.
All right, so 3rd set coming up. Amanda Sile, Kevin DiDomenico here with you. So, Amanda, the story really is Boston College struggling with their services and really, domination in every other facet of the game for Pittsburgh.
That's really what it's been, and Boston College had a few moments. They had a couple of quick points that they got throughout the 1st and 2nd sets, but then the Panthers just went on these really long runs, and it really has been about what the Panthers have done at the service line, which is usually where Boston College excels.
A balanced attack too, right? But Serena Gray has been leading the way for Pittsburgh. How about her so far, getting it done, as we mentioned, in every facet of the game, Amanda?
6 attack attempts and 6 kills for Serena Gray to go along with 1 service ace, 3 digs, and 2 blocks, just filling up the stat sheet, and she does it with flair as you see that last kill. Just so much power on the arm of Serena Gray.
And how about the service aces for Pittsburgh? I mean, how good have they been? Again, a combination of the errors for Boston College, but dominance from the servers back there for Pitt.
And so many different servers. You look at Vazquez Gomez and Courtney Buzzario having aces, and then Serena Gray and Rachel Fairbanks, and also Kat Flood coming in as a service substitute and getting some service aces for her. So it's what it's been about all season long for these Panthers, and the balance. You never know where the offense is going to come from because they have so many options. They run the 6-2 offense, meaning they have 3 hitters all the time in the front row. So as defenders, you have to play honest, and you have to make sure that you're able to block any one of those 3 hitters at any time.
Thanks so much for tuning in, spending your Saturday afternoon with us. Kevin DiDomenico and Amanda Sile with you. You're allowed to watch Michigan and Ohio State and us.
At the same, yeah, I mean, people have phones, you have your laptops, you have your TVs, you can kind of do it all.
Again,
but we have a great one going on here.
Pittsburgh looking for a share of the ACC title. Be their 4th in 6 years. And Boston College starts with a service ace.
And they want to get in on that service ace action. We showed you a couple of the Panthers had a total of 9 through those first 2 sets, and now just the first ace coming off the arm of Sophia Lambros for BC.
So freed over here for Pitt. Chance for Boston College. Change up, what a diving play, Buzzario. That's long, all created by Courtney Buzzario and able to keep it alive for Pitt.
And again, you see the Panthers getting out of system, but then finding a way to keep the ball alive, putting it over to Boston College, getting themselves back set up, and then it all finished off by a BC error, which we have seen too many times for Boston College if you want to be able to take a set and really build momentum here in this match.
Remember, Pittsburgh went on a run of 18 straight match victories. They get a point there. And they only lost a few sets in that span. One of them was to Boston College.
Yeah, they only lost 6 sets throughout that
ridiculous
18-match winning streak. You talk about some dominance. And that came to an end against the Louisville Cardinals, who are one of the top teams in the country, but Pitt able to rebound after that and pick up a big win, as we mentioned, on Wednesday night against Georgia Tech, and now looking to pick up another win in that share of the ACC title here.
Buzzario gets the kill. It's 2-2. Yeah, Pittsburgh suffered their first conference loss in a 3-0 sweep against Louisville. There's the kill from Buzzario. Coming off a victory over number 13, Georgia Tech, in 5 sets. And again, in those 18 straight wins, 2 wins over top 10 opponents in Georgia Tech. One of their matches earlier this season, and Louisville, as Boston College gets the point. There's a chance here for Pittsburgh. There's a roll, finds space for Boston College. There's Giannicelli.
What a wild point between these two teams. I have no clue how either one of them kept it alive, but look at this from Rachel Fairbanks saving it, and then Courtney Buzzario all the way up against the net trying to keep it alive, and then what a job going with the off speed for BC.
So 4-2, Boston College, first time they led by 2 today, as Pittsburgh will get the point, 4-3.
Net violation, that one goes on Giannicelli, so point over to the Panthers. And this is where, if you're BC, you can't let the Panthers go on a run. You have to stop them at these points, but the problem is that all of these servers have been so strong, and Buzzario being one of them, as she has 3 aces today.
Yeah, Buzzario with 3 aces, Vazquez Gomez with a pair, Kat Flood with 2, Serena Gray with 1. An attack there from Sabrina Starks. Another chance up front, she's blocked. That's Wokolo.
Wokolo and Starks double teaming on a number of block attempts there against the BC offense. And BC just trying to go to the well too many times, and finishing it off there was Wokolo in the middle.
And a kill.
And actually into the net on the Panthers on that attempt. So it looked good, but too good to be true.
Yeah, Sabrina Starks on the attack. So 5-4. BC leads. They'll have the service. And Grace Penn. Dalton. And that's out. A point to Pittsburgh. We're tied at 5.
And now we see transfer for transfer sub for the Panthers as Juliana Dalton heads out, and then Cam Ennis heads in.
So Ennis will serve in a tight 3rd set early. Blowouts in set 1 and 2 in favor of Pittsburgh. That's out, they take a lead, 6-5. Remember, it was 24-11 in set 1, 25-14 in set 2.
But you do have to remember that this is a Boston College team that took a set from these Panthers in this calendar month.
And a block up front. Wokolo, she's been great.
Chiamaka Wokolo, the one-on-one against Kate Brennan. Just getting right on that hitting shoulder and perfect position. You see 8 blocks for the Panthers.
Yeah, so remember back on November 6th, Boston College outblocked Pitt 15-9. Today, 8-1 in favor of Pittsburgh.
And those are the 2 keys for this Boston College team as we take a look at this last play. The soft touch from Chiamaka Wokolo, but service aces and blocks. And that's where Boston College needs to have the advantage, and where it's the exact opposite of what we're seeing today.
Ennis for Vazquez Gomez gets the kill.
Again, out of system for the Panthers, but able to still get a great attack attempt.
Timeout called. Boston College. Pittsburgh well on their way to a share of the ACC title. Stick with us. A team that has won more matches than any other program since 2018, well on their way to a share of the ACC title here in 2022. As you see there, they did it in 2017, 2018, 2019. This would be number 4 in 6 years. We've said the word dominance a lot throughout this broadcast, and I think it's warranted.
Absolutely, with what we've seen from these 2 teams.
As that one's out to the other side, it'll be a kill for Boston College. Again, with a win, Pitt will clinch a share of the ACC Championship. Coach Dan Fisher seeking their 4th title in the last 6 seasons. That's dynasty talk, right?
It's if it's not there, it's getting close to it.
Slap to the other side. Boston College gets a point, 9-7. Here in the 3rd set, they'll have the service. Giannicelli. Set up front. Wokolo, the kill. That's kill number 31 for Pitt. And 19 for Boston College.
All just about efficiency. I mean, you just look at how easy it seems to come for them, and it all starts with the passing, and that's where Boston College has struggled today, is not getting Pitt out of system. They're getting a first great pass, then a quick set, and then a kill.
That is in. Another service ace. Cherry on top, 11-7. That's service ace number 10 to Boston College's 1. Chance here for BC. There's a kill for Katrina Jensen. Haven't said her name as much as of late. BC fighting back, 11-8.
Yeah, just her 4th kill today on 9 attempts.
Vazquez Gomez gets the kill. And substitutions coming in here for Pittsburgh. Fairbanks will enter. Sabrina Starks leaves. Fairbanks with the service. Haven't talked about Fairbanks as much, but she's been great, offering up opportunities for her players. There's a kill for Katrina Jensen. Boston College takes over with the service, but Fairbanks, 702 assists this year. Remember, 39 last match, we mentioned that.
And she's just so consistent.
Right.
I feel like it's why you don't always mention her. She has 18 assists, she has 2 kills, she has an ace, she has a dig, she has a block. She just fills up the stat sheet, but she just does it so inconspicuously. But
gets the assist there.
There it is.
And that's for Serena Gray. Yet another kill for her. Gray now has 7.
And 7 on 7 attempts.
Yeah. Outside, that's blocked by Serena Gray, and it looked like Courtney Buzzario involved as well.
So tough when you have hands of someone who's 6'5" in front of you to go along with Serena Gray closing in, and Gray herself standing at 6'2".
That's into the net, so Pitt with the service error. Looking at service aces, though, there were 15 in this match. That was the most in an ACC match since October 26th of 2014 versus Louisville. So again, that didn't go Boston College's way. One thing that needed to go right for the Eagles. Vazquez Gomez. The attack gives it up for BC. Gets the diving dig. How about a chance for Ennis? Fairbanks, back set. Buzzario is rejected. And a point for Boston College. That seems like the exact possession Boston College would look for all match.
And it almost seemed like it was going to go the Panthers' way.
Yeah,
But look at this dig from Valeria Vazquez Gomez, laying all out, and then the Panthers again out of system, trying to keep the ball alive, but Ennis there going into the net on that last attempt.
Roll, dug out by Fairbanks at the 10. Buzzario rejected, and in. What a block there for BC.
It's so hard if you're the Panthers defensively to try to do anything with that, as that block was on the near pin and the ball went all the way over to the other side of the court.
Fairbanks for Ennis. Gets the kill. 15-12. There you see BC head coach Jason Kennedy. We saw him sitting for a lot of the match. His squad's got a chance here in set 3. We see him stand up.
Yeah, got much more into it, as you see just a 77-68 record. So he's really trying to develop this Boston College program to be one of those mid-tier teams that really can kind of pick up a win against any team in the ACC.
There's a kill for BC. You know, so it's 9 hours from Chestnut Hill here to Pittsburgh. We asked, did you drive or fly? I said, no way we're driving those 9 hours.
And a native of Hawaii, he said, I would have to drive around the island 8 or 9 times to be able to amount to that, a total of driving.
Buzzario is long. And it's a 1-point set, 15-14, BC right in it. And that is where we will take a break. Number 7, Pitt in trouble. No, we will not take a break. Number 7, Pitt in trouble will stick around. 15-14 here in set 3.
And we're having so much fun. Why go away from this?
That's
I mean,
right.
It's getting close now, and it's all about Boston College and them controlling the pace of this third set, and also letting the Panthers make mistakes. We just saw the error, the hitting error from Courtney Buzzario, which is a rare hitting error, but you need to let your opponent make the mistakes whenever you have really been struggling to try to get anything going. And we've seen some great kills from Boston College here in this third set. So a mix of Panthers errors and better play from BC has them only down 1 here.
Yeah, they've got a couple of blocks now and starting to do things, you know, the way they drew it up. How about the attendance today in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse? 1,950. The average attendance in 2022, 1,726. That's a new program record. And again, such a good team, but these fans showing out per usual. What a great crowd.
And it's a mix of people too. Whenever I have had a chance to be a fan in the stands, you hear people that are talking like, oh, I've only attended 1 or 2 matches. I've never seen volleyball before. And then you have obviously young girls that are growing up around the sport and try to be just like these girls that you see on the court today. But just such a great crowd, and it shows the development that Dan Fisher has had on this program and what he has made it into. As I said, we had a second best crowd on Wednesday night with 3,300 fans in the Pitt, and that was a regular season game. Just like today, just a Saturday afternoon in November, and you have almost 2,000 people that decided to come out and support these Panthers.
Pittsburgh in trouble, however, here in set 3. Fans cheering them on. And the service is to Boston College. Anna Murphy sends it over. From the 10-foot, it's Vazquez Gomez. Diving play from Fairbanks. And that's way long. Oh, it got tipped. It's a point. Yeah, it's a point for Boston College. It's tied at 15.
Take a look at this one here. You see the tip game going, strong defense. Panthers able to keep it alive, but then BC finishing it off strong with the kill.
Wokolo powers it to the other side. Pitt leads by 1.
And that's usually the way that the Panthers look to end a scoring run. BC, had a 3-0 scoring run right there, and why not get the ball to the middle? Defenders don't typically have a chance to set up as quick, so then you have a better chance to get a kill.
It's Wokolo's 5th kill. Outside for Starks. And BC ties it up. Substitutions now for both squads. Let's take another look.
Watch this up from Pollock, going all the way over to that far pin and putting it in position for her teammate, Kate Brennan, to put the ball away. Great defense there.
Kate Brennan now with 3 kills, still hitting at 143. As a team, BC has not been great in terms of hitting percentage. Set up outside and rejected up front by Pittsburgh. It's looked like Wokolo involved again.
We showed it earlier too, Kate Brennan leading the ACC in hitting percentage, and the Panthers doing an incredible job to hold her under 150, and as a team, Boston College hitting under 100.
In front, that's a timing play right there for BC, but they have to just free it over. What a job by Pitt up front. There's Vazquez Gomez. 18-16.
That's exactly what happens when your team is condensed at the net, which is what we saw at Boston College. A quick turnaround for the Panthers in transition, and then able to put that ball away quickly was Vazquez Gomez. Look at her get back there, get herself in position, and then hit it in that far corner.
Rejected up front. Pittsburgh starting to roll. It's Starks.
And that was a solo block. That was all Sabrina Starks there on that near pin. Wow, what a job by the Panthers. Just when you thought that Boston College was creeping back into this match, we had it at 15-15, then a point for BC and 4 for the Panthers, now on a 3-0 scoring run.
How about Pittsburgh, right? A balanced attack. And you look at last match, Vazquez Gomez and Courtney Buzzario dominated. 20-plus kills for either player, and now just, you know, once again, balanced attack. Vazquez Gomez 9 kills, Buzzario 8, Serena Gray 7, Wokolo 5. So many players contributing here against Boston College.
And that's why you see the hitting percentage that you see for the Panthers, because it's so balanced. You look at set by set, BC hitting their best in that first set at a 105 clip, and the Panthers started off so hot at 500 and have kind of come back down a little bit, but when you average that all out, the Panthers are hitting at 356, which is well above their season average. But again, it's the balance. And when you're on a defense on the other side, how do you stop the player when you have all of these players that are doing well today? Like you said, you have Vazquez Gomez, who is 1 away from double-digit kills. Then Buzzario with 8, Gray with 7. All of those players, who do you actually try to stop? Because you have all the rest of them on the other side. And it's a mix of players too. You have outsides, you have a right side, you have middles, and it's just everyone. So as a defender, you can't cheat one way or another. You have to play straight up, and then that makes it a lot harder.
Cam Ennis will have the service. Pitt is 6 points away from a share of the ACC title with Louisville. Again, a team they lost to and suffered their only conference loss a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure they want some revenge later. If it was to happen. Up front, Wokolo. They free it over, and they get the kill. So Boston College, the changeup from Clavenna, and Pittsburgh wasn't expecting that.
And that's the one problem when you have a 6-2 offense. So your setter is vacating their spot defensively and rotating out, and that's where you saw Alexis Akeo coming up right there, and that meant that someone else on the back line had to get that spot, but just a touch too late, and that led to the point for BC.
Pittsburgh, and touched it twice. It's Starks who gets the kill. Sabrina, the grad student from Springfield, Nebraska.
She's been a player that saw a lot of playing time over the past number of seasons, and her role has kind of stepped down a little bit this season, but whenever she comes in, she plays at such a high level. So for Dan Fisher, if you have a player like that who has played on Elite 8 and Final Four teams and had a big hand in them, and then she doesn't have quite as big of a role, think of how fresh she is in the moments that she's coming in.
Starks, no kills in the last 2 matches, a couple today. 81 on the season. Here's Flood, has a couple of service aces as well. And Pitt got a piece of it up front. It was Serena Gray. Here's Vazquez Gomez, rejected. Another chance for number 2. Rejected again. That time it was Clavenna.
That's what this BC team needs. Strong play at the net. We talked about how hard it is to try to block this Panthers team, but whenever you're getting them out of system and they're continually throwing the ball to the same place, that's what's going to happen against a stout BC block that we typically have seen. Still very far behind in total blocks, 11-3 the Panthers lead.
2 of those 3 here in set 3. There's a block once again, but Pitt keeps it alive. Starks, only attack it's withstood. A chance for Clavenna. Somehow, Pitt frees it over. Nice rally here. And a point for BC, they're within 1.
What a rally between those 2 teams, or these 2 teams, excuse me. Great defense, some great swings offensively, and then finishing it off. Now Boston College, after that quick Pitt run, find themselves only down 1.
Remember, Pitt only lost 6 sets when they won 18 straight. One of them was to BC. Gray gets the kill. 4 points away.
And why not make it 8 for 8 today for Serena Gray? Still hitting at 1,000. To go along with 3 blocks, 3 digs, and a service ace.
Fairbanks will go back for the service. And gets the service ace. Well, it was the trend all day for Pittsburgh. Service ace number 11. 16 today, the most since 2014 versus Louisville.
Just incredible what the Panthers have done.
Up front and a kill.
And there's Julia Haggerty just hanging in the air, going up against that single block of Serena Gray, and able to put the ball down, stop that little run by the Panthers, and still some time for this BC Eagles team as they find themselves just down 2.
Yeah, legitimate shot here for Boston College. Huge point coming up. Service, and Gray can't get it over. Knocked back to the other side by Boston College. They're within 1 with the service.
And credit that serve that got the Panthers out of system because it was a very tight pass. Fairbanks trying to get the one-handed set and not successful.
Coach Kennedy almost on the court now. Buzzario to the other side for Vazquez Gomez. How about that?
I mean, you can't ask for anything better out of system. Courtney Buzzario bump set that ball all the way from the far sideline to the perfect position at the pin for Vazquez Gomez. And she did it backwards.
You got to think this team clicking at the right time. Here's Vazquez Gomez. A roll in the back, up front for Gray, who's rejected. Now Cam Ennis. Into the net and a point for Pittsburgh. Fans will come onto their feet here for a match point.
And here it is. First chance at match point for a share of the ACC title.
That's long and out. 24-22, match point number 2 coming up.
The Panthers just wanted to elongate this moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Excitement building.
Dan Fisher in his 10th season. He's led this team to new heights, a Final Four appearance just a year ago. Looking for more this year. Rejected in front. Another chance for Boston College. And they stay alive. It's 24-23. Match point number 3.
And now a timeout for the Panthers. They want to finish this in 3 sets. You never know what can happen in any set, so you don't want to give Boston College any more chances to steal another set from you. So take a break. Have to focus on the pass, and that's where the Panthers have struggled over these past few points, is the first contact. That first pass has not been efficient, and then that leads to a little bit of out-of-system play, which they've done really well. But if you get a good pass, then you don't have to worry about who's going to touch that second ball, who's going to bump set it to what position.
There you see the story of the match today. 11 aces for Pittsburgh. But yeah, last couple points, Pitt has not been able to get into, their system, have those setups for Vazquez Gomez and obviously Buzzario. But how about that? I mean, that's an impressive stat right there for Pittsburgh. Boston College obviously has struggled in hitting percentage all season, hitting 106 today, and just weren't able to get Pitt out of their game enough in the first 2 sets. Have a shot here in set 3. Looked like Boston College was taking a team picture over there, the way they huddled, huh?
Just everyone making sure that they're looking at coach, getting a good angle,
Yep.
and trying to figure out the game plan. As we said, Boston College coming alive here in this 3rd set. Panthers went on a few quick runs, but the key was that Boston College stopped those runs after only a few points. They didn't let it get to that 4, 5, and 6-point run.
Here we go. 24-23. For Buzzario. She's rejected. Pittsburgh keeps it alive. And a point for BC. We're tied at 24.
Such a tough play for Serena Gray. She's trying to get that point for her team, but she got too close to the net on that overpass.
Well, how about Boston College? Resilience. Here's Buzzario. They get the kill. 1 point away.
And how about a little bit of extra volleyball here?
That's
Usually
right.
you just go to 25, but you do have to win by 2. So only up 1 right now are the Panthers, with Serena Gray, one of the top servers for this team, going to the line.
Serena Gray. Outside and a kill. It got tipped. And that was on the near side. It was Giannicelli. 25-25. It's tense in this building, huh? Boston College with the service. Buzzario. BC can free it over, they do. Wokolo is blocked. Ennis is blocked. BC leads.
How about the resurgence of the BC block here in the latter half of this third set?
5 blocks for Boston College on the match. Take another look.
And 4 of those coming here.
That's what I was about to say. BC now, a chance to take set 3. Fairbanks for Buzzario. Blocked up front, Buzzario again. It's tipped and drops to the other side. Tied at 26.
Courtney Buzzario, known for her tough swing, going with the soft one there. Up against the block, as they have been very tough here as of late.
Buzzario has the service, barely gets over the net. Giannicelli gets the kill.
Giannicelli now with 8 kills to lead her team in this match.
Boy, Boston College playing exactly how they drew it up here, blocking just about every attack. Last couple points for Pittsburgh. Almost a service ace. Now for Starks. Chance here for Boston College to take the set. Up front, Wokolo. It's in, is the call. A point to Pittsburgh. That was close.
And back and forth we go. Look at that dig by Cam Ennis. Saving it in the perfect position was Wokolo. The great. And I think that Boston College was in the net there as well, so that could have been challenged.
Ennis with the service. Giannicelli. That time dugout. A roll there from Vazquez Gomez. Back to the other side. Pitt leads by 1. Back to match point.
Wow. Miscommunication there from the Boston College offense, leading to the block there from Chiamaka Wokolo.
Giannicelli. It's dug out. Chance for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a share of the ACC title in 2022. The 4th in 6 years for Dan Fisher.
And some bonus volleyball that we saw there in the third set. The Panthers fans up and down. We went back and forth. And now co-champions of the ACC are the Pittsburgh Panthers, looking to extend a run into the NCAA tournament as they went to the Final Four last season. So much excitement for this Panthers team, and a team that's a mix of transfers, players that have been here for 4 and 5 seasons as they hold up the banner for the ACC title.
What a battle. You got to think Jason Kennedy's proud of his group, the way they fought in set 3.
Especially after coming out of the gate 25-11. As we take a look at this final point, Alexis Akeo with the tight set, and Valeria Vazquez Gomez down the line for the final kill.
Wow. Pittsburgh, a dynasty, and higher hopes in 2022. Able to make it to the Final Four a year ago. The sky's the limit for this Pittsburgh team here in 2022. They've got a share of the ACC title. They sweep Boston College.
And now await their fate. Tomorrow at 7:30, the NCAA selection show. They will see what ranking they get, set to host at least the first weekend, which would come up next weekend. But we'll see how high they can climb in the rankings.
Pittsburgh finishes at 17-1 in conference. Boston College falls to 7-11 in the ACC. What a match today. For our producer Jason, alongside of Amanda Siley, I'm Kevin DiDomenico saying so long from Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, where Pittsburgh is victorious in 3 sets.